All right, now a broader lookout. This is way late in the evening of February 4th. As we're looking at snow chances, or ice chances and snow chances, then maybe a major winter storm if possible. We'll have to see. Things will definitely become more and more focused as we head later in the week. So don't take anything that I'm showing as set in stone. But I will say the European model and the GFS model are showing a pretty significant snowstorm around the 12th. We'll have to see if it comes true. Location, precip types, everything are up in the air, as far as what goes on. So let's just go quickly through this forecast. I've already done some short forecasts for tomorrow night. We will see icing starting around 9 and lasting until morning on Thursday. Could impact schools. And then on Friday night, we get some snow and an overrunning event here. Snow could be, light to moderate briefly. And then go over to ice, sleet mainly, and then freezing rain. Maybe an inch, maybe two. We'll have to see. Just depends on exactly how much cold air can hang in here. And then we get this drawn-out system. This is a very interesting setup because it's a long duration type of an event for someone. And where it sets up is going to be very interesting. It could be where you're seeing here. My gut says it'll be a little further north. And a low pressure system is going to form along, and we're going to be just cold enough. And this looks like a classic big snowstorm for someone in an interesting situation, but there are going to be heartbreaks for some people and a huge dump of snow somewhere probably. Who gets that? Well, I wouldn't be surprised if it's north of us. I'm hoping it's on us. Right now the model will show it south of us. Good thoughts this far in advance is it's probably a little too far south for a snow lover like me, but that may be my bias. So here we see this drawn-out system. It's already dumping a lot of snow in the overrunning situation here. That means overrunning moisture into the colder air, so it's snowing for a very long duration starting on Monday. And by Tuesday, that first round kind of slows down, and then we come with round two. So it's already snowed a lot in central Virginia. And here comes a really heavy snow burst, and we're literally right in line for it. And it snows all through Tuesday and into Wednesday. This is, you don't see this very often. If this shows up and works out, the end result is a very long, prolonged amount of snow. I don't foresee this being exactly the way things play out. And I'm going to show you the snow totals just because it's just wild to see. And both models are agreeing that some big amount of snow is going to drop in the region. We're going to cool down for a bit. We'll see if anything else shows up later in the forecast, but I think that's far enough out anyway. So this is a week from now when we could potentially see a big snow here in the region. So how much snow are you talking? Well, again, these are preliminary. These are model outputs. These are models. So you know that models can be a little wrong this far out, as we know. So I'm doing this more because of the weather nut in me wants to see a lot of snow. We call people like me weather weenies, are people who really, really like snow a lot and just get a little crazy. So again, here's that snow coming in. So how much snow drops? This is just crazy amounts. And so, again, take it for the grain of salt at this point in time because likelihood of where and how much is going to change. So we get that first initial snow, like I said, on Saturday. That's what you see here. But here comes the snow next week. So it's already dropped a foot of snow from that overrunning. Remember that first set of snow I mentioned, it's already dropped a foot of snow. This is by Tuesday morning in that overrunning scenario in a very slim area. So that is a lot of snow. It's way south of us. That's the first wave of low pressure. And then the second one is further north, and it's dropping a whole nother foot or foot and a half of snow on areas. And Charlottesville is in the middle of it, so you're seeing these 25, 27-inch snowfalls. The whole region gets buried. I mean, this is a very prolific, snowfall amount. Is it right? I don't know. I mean, it's been showing this time frame over and over and over again. So this is a really wild-looking scenario. I don't think that we'll see 29, 30 inches of snow next week. I think we're going to see this come down. But anyway, we'll see. But somewhere when that overrunning, that precip situation where you get the overrunning precipitation first and then the real wave of low pressure, that's what's dropped some of our biggest snowstorms in historical times. So hold on, let's look at the European really quick. The exact setup for the European is a little bit different than the storm that we see here. So take it with a grain of salt. That it could be different as the way it sets up. This one, here's a little bit of snow that starts coming in here on Saturday, Sunday. So it's also showing. So I think we'll see some snow now on Friday night, Saturday, and then some iciness. And here we go. Here's the storm. You can see this one's a little further north with the precip, but it is also a pretty prolific snow event. Not nearly as prolific as big. This is a very good size snowstorm. This seems to be a little more realistic than the 29-30 inches that we're seeing on the other model. But there are, indications to be a lot of moisture with this storm. This one would be a good size snowstorm. So we'll just have to see if this comes into play. If it drops it over top of us, if it drops it down south of us, we'll just have to see. But I just wanted to show you. Beyond that, I would just say it looks cold for a bit, but may not cold lasting anymore, just depending on how the model is going to play out and what, the actual pattern plays out. We'll talk more about that in the long range, but right now, about a week from now, we'll be talking potentially about a big snowstorm. We'll have to see. Looks exciting, and for a weather nut like me, it's really exciting. Have a good one. We'll catch up tomorrow.